After 60, eat one of these 10 breakfasts each morning, and blood starts flowing where it should. Good morning. I have a simple question for you today. What did you have for breakfast? Have you ever woken up and felt like something down there just isn't the same? There's no pain, no swelling, nothing obvious. But deep down, you know something's slipping away. And you tell yourself, maybe it's just age. But what if I told you that familiar breakfast of yours might actually be quietly making things worse? Would you believe me? My name is Dr. Sam Wells. I've been working with older adults for more than 25 years. And if you're like most of my patients, over 60, responsible, caring for your family, doing your best to eat right, then chances are your morning started with something familiar. Maybe a slice of toast, a bowl of cereal, a hot cup of coffee. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but it might not be enough. Because what you eat in the morning could be stealing something vital, blood flow to the pelvic region. It's not something people talk about, but you definitely feel it when it's not right. If you've ever felt your legs heavy as lead in the morning, if coffee isn't enough to really wake you up anymore, if you've quietly wondered whether your manhood just isn't what it used to be, then I invite you to stay with me. You're watching Wellness Unfolds, where I share real, honest, and gentle insights to help you heal without feeling judged. And today, I want to share some real stories and the science behind how breakfast can help restore blood circulation and bring energy back to the parts of you that used to feel so alive. But first, tell me, where should I start in the list of 10 breakfast foods that help improve pelvic circulation? Leave me a comment and don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. 1. Avocado. The quiet green that wakes up aging blood flow. Have you ever woken up and felt like your legs were just heavy? Not painful, just cold. Heavy. As if the blood hasn't quite decided to start flowing yet. A lot of people over 65 get used to that feeling. They assume it's normal, just part of getting older. But from what I've seen, it's not always about age. More often it comes down to how we nourish the body each morning. And sometimes something as simple as half an avocado can quietly shift everything. Avocados are rich in monounsaturated fats, the kind that help your blood vessels stay soft and flexible. When your vessels move and expand more easily, blood flows better to your hands, feet, brain, and even the more private areas. The potassium in avocados also helps stabilize blood pressure, which eases strain on the heart and keeps your heartbeat steady through the day. One of my older patients, Alice, used to feel lightheaded and had cold hands every morning. After she started spreading half an avocado on whole grain toast each day, it took just 2 weeks before she called and said, "I don't have to sit and wait for the blood to reach my feet anymore." There's science behind it too. Eating avocado regularly may lower your risk of heart disease by up to 16% and helps your body absorb key vitamins like A, D, E, and K, all vital for immunity, bone strength, memory, and vision. Now, I'm not saying avocado is magic, but in a world full of pills and powders, reaching for a simple green fruit each morning might be one quiet habit that helps you feel more fully alive. And maybe, just maybe, that warm blood will start flowing again to places you thought had gone quiet. 2. Beets. The deep purple root that helps your blood find its way back. Have you ever felt like your blood was just slowing down? Not exactly a medical issue, but your body feels a little colder. Your hands and feet tingle. Even a short walk leaves you tired. A lot of people over 65 start to notice this, and most just quietly accept it. But as a doctor, I've always believed that if blood isn't flowing the way it used to, we can help it along. Not with pills, but with something as simple as a glass of beet juice each morning. Beets, that earthy, deep red-purple root, are one of nature's richest sources of natural nitrates. And as I've mentioned before, nitrates are the raw material your body uses to make nitric oxide, a molecule that relaxes blood vessels, improves circulation, lowers blood pressure, and boosts energy. I once cared for a man named George, 72 years old. He lived alone, still sharp, but by noon he'd feel drained. He couldn't walk more than 2 laps around the park without getting tired. After a full checkup, I suggested something simple: 1 glass of beet juice every morning on an empty stomach. We didn't expect anything dramatic, but just 1 week later he called me and said, "I just walked for 30 minutes and my legs didn't get tired. It feels like the blood is actually flowing again." That's not magic. That's science. Research shows that nitrates from beets can start relaxing your blood vessels in just 2 to 3 hours, improving circulation, especially to your lower limbs and pelvic region, which are often the most affected in older adults. If you're not a fan of raw beet flavor, try steaming it lightly and blending it with apples, carrots, or a few slices of ginger. It tastes a lot better and you still get the full effect. Beets aren't a miracle, but when you drink them every morning consistently, you may begin to feel a body that's no longer sluggish or drained by midday, but instead full of blood, full of life. 3. Dark chocolate. A morning sweet for blood vessels that need a wake-up call. Have you ever woken up and felt like your body was still asleep? Your limbs feel heavy, your mind is foggy, and even your emotions feel dull, like morning dew on a car window that hasn't cleared yet. I once had a patient, William, 63 years old, who told me something I'll never forget. He said, "Doc, every morning I feel like a car that just won't start." And you know what? The solution we found wasn't in a prescription. It was in a piece of dark chocolate. Sounds odd, I know. But science is finally catching up with what many ancient cultures already believed: dark chocolate, the kind with 70% cacao or more, is actually good for your heart and circulation. The secret lies in a group of natural compounds called flavonols. These are powerful antioxidants that help keep your blood vessels soft and flexible, making it easier for blood to move through your body, especially after a long night of stillness. What's even more fascinating is that flavonols can help your body produce more nitric oxide naturally. That's the molecule responsible for relaxing and opening up your blood vessels, lowering blood pressure and improving circulation throughout the body, including the areas people are often too shy to talk about. I suggested that William try 1 or 2 small pieces of quality dark chocolate in the morning alongside his usual cup of coffee. Just swap in the right kind of chocolate. A week later, he called back sounding more energized than ever. He said, "I'm not kidding, Doc. It feels like the blood's really flowing again, not just in my body, but in my spirit too." That's the power of a food that once seemed like a luxury, but is actually simple, accessible, and best of all, doesn't require a prescription. So if you've always thought chocolate was only for young people or special occasions, I invite you to reconsider. A little sweetness in the morning, the right kind in the right way, might just wake up not only your circulation, but your sense of aliveness. 4. Smoked salmon. A tender bite that awakens the aging heart and blood flow. There's a kind of tiredness that many people over 65 quietly get used to. It's not from lack of sleep. It's not exhaustion. It's more like a slow fading of vitality, as if the fire inside you gets a little smaller each day. I once met a woman named Elaine, 69 years old. She was still sharp and physically agile, but she told me she often felt emotionally drained, like something inside her was running low, even though nothing seemed medically wrong. I asked about her breakfast, and she said, "Just white bread with margarine, quick and easy." I suggested she try something different, just a small piece of smoked salmon on whole grain rye bread. That's it. Nothing fancy. Just a soft, light, flavorful food packed with nutrition. Smoked salmon is a rich natural source of omega-3 fatty acids, the essential fats that help reduce blood vessel inflammation, support steady heart function, regulate blood pressure, and promote blood flow to the parts of the body that tend to be neglected with age, like your hands, feet, and pelvic region. On top of that, salmon contains vitamin D, which most older adults are lacking, especially if you don't get out in the sun much. And vitamin D isn't just about bones or immunity. It also helps regulate hormones, including testosterone, which plays a key role in energy, mood, and even confidence for both men and women. 2 weeks later, Elaine came back and told me, "I don't know why, but I wake up feeling clearer. Each bite of that salmon feels like it makes my heart beat steadier. Gentle, but deep." I smiled. That's something I've seen again and again. One small shift in your morning meal, a real food not overly processed, No sugar can help your body rediscover the rhythm it once had. If you want to start your day not just full but truly alive, give yourself the chance to try a little smoked salmon. It doesn't need to be fancy, it just needs to be right. 5. Pomegranate. The ruby red fruit that gently warms your blood day by day. There are those chilly mornings when you put on an extra layer, but your hands are still cold, your feet still numb, and you think to yourself, maybe it's low blood pressure, or guess my circulation's getting weak. You say it year after year like it's just a part of growing old. But as a doctor, I don't accept that so easily. Because I know the human body, even after 65, still has the power to heal if we nourish it the right way. And on the list of fruits that help restore natural blood circulation, pomegranate always holds a special place. That deep red juice isn't just beautiful. It's packed with polyphenols, antioxidants that help clear out the things that make your blood vessels stiff. And once your vessels become soft and elastic again, blood flows more freely. Your hands and feet begin to feel warm, not because the weather's warmer, but because something inside you is waking up. I remember a patient named Edward, 68 years old. He often felt cold in his hands and feet, tired and sluggish all day. We didn't jump to medication. I simply told him every morning drink 4 ounces of pure pomegranate juice. No sugar, no dilution. 2 weeks later, he came back and said, "It feels like my blood found its path again. I don't need to sit hugging a heating pad in the morning anymore." And that's not just a story, it's science. Research from the U.S. National Academy of Sciences shows that within 30 minutes to a few hours after drinking pomegranate juice, blood vessels actually widen. And when taken regularly, it helps build vascular flexibility over time, like a gentle exercise for your blood flow without needing to move a muscle. If juice isn't your thing, you can eat fresh pomegranate seeds. Sprinkle them on yogurt or oatmeal. Those tiny red jewels aren't just pretty, they're like nature's little capsules of healing. Sweet, cooling, and quietly restorative. Pomegranate isn't a luxury fruit. It's a symbol of blood returning to life naturally and gently, just the way your body wants it. 6. Greek yogurt and berries. A peaceful pair that keeps your gut strong and your blood vessels supple. There's something most people don't think about, but I'd like you to consider this. The health of your blood vessels starts in your gut. Sounds strange, doesn't it? But after age 65, when digestion slows down, when food no longer tastes the way it used to, and when you feel bloated or tired after eating, it's often your gut quietly affecting how well blood moves through your body. One of my older patients, June, once shared with me, "You know, doctor, I don't eat much, but I always feel sluggish, like there's a thin blanket weighing down my whole body." We didn't start with supplements or vitamins. Instead, I asked her to begin with something very simple, the gut. And what I suggested was a gentle morning combination of Greek yogurt and fresh berries, blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. Just a small bowl each morning. Greek yogurt is rich in probiotics, good bacteria that help reduce inflammation in the gut, which is where 70% of your immune system lives. When your gut feels better, your whole circulatory system works better. You also absorb nutrients like nitrates found in spinach or beets more effectively, which helps your body produce nitric oxide for better blood flow. And the berries bring something else entirely. They're loaded with anthocyanins and vitamin C, powerful antioxidants that help keep your blood vessels flexible, allowing blood to flow freely without getting stuck in narrow spots. After 10 days of sticking to this little morning habit, June told me I don't know exactly why, but I no longer feel heavy in the morning. It's like my blood vessels have been polished. I smiled. Because that's something I've always believed. Sometimes the best way to wake up your circulation is to start with a healthier gut. If you've always thought breakfast needs to be filling with eggs and toast, maybe just try something different for once. A bowl of creamy yogurt, a handful of fresh berries, might be all you need to begin a day that truly feels alive. 7. Almonds and pumpkin seeds. Tiny seeds that quietly awaken your inner flow. We often search for solutions in big things, supplements, new therapies, expensive diets. But sometimes it's the smallest changes that bring the most noticeable difference, and nothing proves that better than a handful of seeds each morning. Almonds and pumpkin seeds. Two simple, humble little foods are actually powerful sources of nourishment for anyone over 65, especially if you've been feeling like your energy is slowly sliding downhill. I remember a patient named Harold, 66 years old. He came to me and said, "Doc, I'm not exactly sick, but every morning I feel like I've got nothing in the tank, like I'm not really a man anymore." I knew he wasn't just talking about strength. He was talking about something deeper, his sense of vitality, confidence, the feeling of being in control, being loving, and being connected to himself. I didn't reach for a prescription pad. I started with something he could pick up with his fingers every morning: almonds and pumpkin seeds. These tiny seeds are full of zinc, magnesium, and arginine, a powerful trio that helps your body produce nitric oxide, a molecule that widens your blood vessels and boosts circulation throughout your body, including to the most private parts that many are hesitant to talk about. Zinc also plays a key role in regulating hormones, helping both older men and women feel like they're not quietly fading inside their own bodies. Just a small handful each morning, around 10 almonds and a spoonful of pumpkin seeds, sprinkled on oatmeal mixed into yogurt or eaten plain. No salt, no sugar. The more natural, the better. A month later, Harold came back smiling. "I can't say for sure it's the seeds," he said, "but I feel like something inside me is flowing again, not loud but real." And I believed him, because I've seen that happen more times than I can count. You don't need to do anything dramatic to feel alive again. Just start with something small, a handful of seeds, and a quiet decision to take care of yourself. 8. Spinach. A small green leaf that helps your blood find its way again. I want you to picture this. You sit up in the morning. The world is quiet. Your body feels quiet too, maybe a little too still. Maybe there's some tingling in your legs. Maybe something inside just feels like it hasn't fully started up yet. A lot of people over 65 have told me the same thing, and they often assume it's just age. But after decades of working with older adults, here's what I've learned. Sometimes the problem isn't age. It's simply that the body is missing something, quietly, subtly. One of the things it's often missing is nitric oxide, a molecule that helps blood flow freely to every part of your body, from your brain and heart to your hands, feet, and even your pelvic region. And one of the simplest ways to help your body produce more of it is with spinach, that leafy green you can toss into a smoothie saute or lightly steam. Spinach is rich in natural nitrates. When you eat it, those nitrates convert into nitric oxide, which relaxes and opens up your blood vessels, allowing your blood to flow more easily. What's important to know is this: as we age, our body's ability to make nitric oxide on its own decreases. That's why food-based reinforcements matter more than ever. I once had a patient named Harold, 67. He used to say every morning his hips felt heavy. He couldn't tell if it was fatigue or just a strange sadness. I suggested something simple. Start each morning with a spinach smoothie. Nothing fancy, just spinach, a little water, maybe a bit of apple or banana to make it taste good. 3 weeks later, he came back smiling, brighter than before. "I didn't think a few leaves could make a difference," he said. "But I walk lighter now. My whole morning feels clearer." I wasn't surprised. Science shows that just one serving of spinach can provide up to 845 milligrams of nitrate, a big deal. And if you eat it in the morning, your nitric oxide levels peak 2 to 3 hours later, right when you need it most to start your day strong. So if there's one thing you could add to your breakfast tomorrow, let it be spinach. Not to fight aging, but to help your blood and your spirit keep moving forward. 9. Banana. The gentle yellow fruit that slows the heart and smooths the flow. There are some things we eat our whole lives without ever thinking of them as healing. Bananas are one of those things. I'm sure you've eaten bananas since childhood, maybe to fight off hunger, prevent cramps, or just because they're easy to digest. But what most people don't realize is that after age 65, bananas quietly become one of your best allies for heart and blood vessel health. The secret lies in a mineral called potassium. Potassium helps regulate blood pressure naturally. It balances out sodium, the culprit behind tightened blood vessels and high blood pressure. When your body gets enough potassium, your vessels relax. Blood flows more easily and your heart doesn't have to work so hard to pump it through. I remember a man named Luis, 70 years old, who once told me that every morning he felt a strange restlessness, like his blood was stuck somewhere. We ran all the necessary tests and found no serious heart or artery issues, but he was severely low in potassium, a common issue in older adults due to irregular eating habits or certain medications like diuretics. I suggested something simple. Start each morning with a ripe banana. Eat it on its own or slice it over a bowl of oatmeal. A week later, he called me back, half joking. I never thought a banana could make my blood feel like it's flowing again. And the science backs that up. A medium banana contains around 400 to 450 milligrams of potassium, enough to help your body maintain stable blood pressure, ease the strain on your heart, and support healthy circulation, especially in the morning when blood pressure tends to spike right after waking up. Plus, bananas are soft, easy to digest, naturally sweet, and gentle on a digestive system that may have become more sensitive with age. So if you're unsure what to start your morning with tomorrow, maybe let a simple banana be the beginning. No fuss, just at the right time in the right way, giving your heart a chance to beat a little more gently, a little more steadily each day. 10. Cooked tomatoes. A warm red dish that wraps your blood vessels like a soft coat. Some foods only reveal their full healing power when they're gently cooked. Tomatoes are one of them. You've probably eaten raw tomatoes your whole life in salads, on sandwiches, or as juice. But what many people don't know is that when tomatoes are lightly cooked, a special compound called lycopene becomes far more active. And lycopene is a true friend to your circulatory system. Lycopene is a powerful antioxidant that helps reduce inflammation inside the blood vessel walls, keeping them soft and flexible. This is especially important after age 65, when blood vessels tend to stiffen, slowing circulation and raising the risk of stroke or heart disease. I had a patient once, Mr. Ray, 73, who struggled with mild high blood pressure and a feeling of heat rising in his chest after breakfast, especially when it included bacon. We didn't cut out the meat entirely. We just added a side of gently cooked tomatoes, sautéed with olive oil, and a touch of garlic. 3 weeks later, he came back smiling. "My heart doesn't pound after breakfast anymore," he said. "I feel calm inside." That's the power of a food that seems simple, but when prepared the right way can bring peace to your heart. Science supports it too. Lycopene has been shown to lower blood pressure, improve cholesterol levels, and reduce the risk of clogged arteries. And what's fascinating is that lycopene levels are at their highest when tomatoes are gently cooked with a healthy fat like olive oil. You can stir cooked tomatoes into your morning eggs or make a simple tomato sauce to spoon over whole grain toast. The taste is mildly sweet, slightly tangy, and deeply warming, and behind it is a quiet line of defense for your blood vessels. A good morning in your later years doesn't need anything fancy, just something real, like a tomato cooked just right. And your blood will remember how to flow gently again. Every morning is a chance to live healthier. Dear friend, after age 65, the goal isn't to eat more, it's to eat smarter. And the beautiful truth is, you don't need to change your whole life. You just need to start with breakfast. Here are 5 simple combinations, all based on real science about circulation and what the aging body actually needs. A green smoothie with spinach, beets, banana, and pumpkin seeds to wake up your blood flow and natural energy. Whole grain toast with avocado, smoked salmon, and cooked tomatoes for heart health. Hormones and flexible vessels. Greek yogurt with berries and seeds to nourish your gut. Improve absorption and ease inflammation. Oatmeal with banana and pumpkin seeds. A gentle potassium-rich breakfast to support stable blood pressure. Pomegranate juice with a square of dark chocolate, a sweet way to boost circulation and protect your blood vessels. You don't need to do them all at once. Just pick one and build a small morning habit you can love and stick to. Because true health doesn't come from magic. It comes from steady, loving care you give to yourself each day. So what will you begin with tomorrow morning? A smoothie, a slice of toast, a cool, creamy bowl of yogurt. I'd love to hear your choice. Leave me a comment below. And if this video brought you something helpful, please share it with a friend or loved one who's also figuring out how to care for themselves after 60. Don't forget to hit subscribe on the Wellness Unfolds channel and turn on notifications so you'll get more weekly tips, small things that could truly change your path to better living. I'm Dr. Sam Wells. See you in the next video where every breakfast becomes a step toward a fuller, deeper, and gentler life.